We're running on pretty much no sleep. I'm gonna show you guys the room because this is amazing. Ta-da! Look at the ocean over there. So I did go through a moment where in my heart I felt, oh my goodness, I'm never gonna see my husband or my family ever again. I'm gonna get deported. Hello from Cancun. We finally made it. It was a very rough day today. We're running on pretty much no sleep, like naps here and there. We took a red eye. I got a little bit of sleep on our second flight from Houston to Cancun, and then we got here way early. Our check-in time wasn't until 3 p.m., but we got here at like 11. So we did a little bit of a walkthrough, and then we were almost gonna be talked to by timeshare people, but thankfully they're not very pressuring about that. So they gave us an option to do it the next day, and we're not gonna do it. And then we ate, and then Mother Nature arrived, and it wasn't supposed to. So I've been having a very rough time. Our room was also very late, and then our shower and toilet area completely flooded. So I called them and I told them this is just not sanitary. This is not okay. What's going on? And we are finally in our permanent room, and I have to show you guys the permanent room. It's beautiful. We basically got a room upgrade, and I really wasn't expecting this. But I'm so thankful that they were as quick as they were, and maintenance came up and they looked at our floor and our shower, and they looked really concerned. So at least I know it wasn't an us issue, because I was starting to think, did we do this? Did I do this? What happened? So thankfully we got this room. I'm gonna show you guys the room because this is amazing. I've never stayed in a place like this. Okay, let's start with the entrance. It's a very plain entrance, but here is kind of like bathroom number one. So toilet, sink, and that's pretty much it. They have phones in their bathrooms. Definitely not touching that, but that's interesting. And then there's like some storage area right here. We can put some clothes if we need to. There's a safe up there, and then there's an umbrella. I think this is like just a little seating area so that you can put your shoes on and off. And then I have another storage area right here. I actually have some clothes in there that I'm drying because, like I said earlier, Mother Nature came way early than she was supposed to. I wasn't supposed to get it until next week, and I got it today, so that was great. So I had to clean my bottoms and change out of them, and so they're drying. But we go right here, and we have our little bar area. However, I do think they forgot to restock this because it's really empty. The other room that we were in that got flooded was full, like packed. It had like a Snickers as well. And Dylan is really sad. I told him to get his Snickers though, and he forgot. So that's our little mini fridge, and then we have this little area of purified water. That's me. Ice, coffee. I never use these. Like, I never ever use them just because I don't know how well they're like taken care of and cleaned up. So I never use them. I rather just go get coffee from the little coffee area. So I plan on getting that tomorrow morning. I'm gonna get some lattes. But yeah, so none of this I will use, and I probably won't even get anything out of the mini fridge either, maybe just water. So that's that area. And then we have our living room area. Look at that. And then wait till I show you guys the view. So this is like a little bar area. I think they were a little rushed with cleaning this place because it is a bit dirty, but it's not a big deal. I don't think we're gonna be using this area. It's just Dylan and I, so it's not a big deal. And then we have another little seating area right here. My camera battery died, so I had to switch it out. We have our little living room area right here with a nice big TV. And this part, oh my gosh, look at that. We have a jacuzzi. I'm for sure gonna use this. Then we have a seating area right here, and we have a beautiful view of the ocean. I'll take you guys outside. Jacuzzi area, a little seating area right here. And then look at this. Look at that. You can see the ocean from right here. Ta-da! Look at the ocean over there. We're probably gonna go visit the ocean area for sure. And then living room area from this view. This is so pretty. And another thing that I noticed from our last place, we had the same couch in our last place, I think a little bit smaller, and it was extremely dirty, like very, very dirty. Like you could see black stains. I just feel like they really didn't care much about who was staying in that room, or I don't know, maybe because it was like included in a travel package. I'm not sure, but I was a little sad when I saw the condition of the room because I felt like, man, they really, really rushed it on this one. And I wasn't going to say anything at all. I was just going to deal with it. But the flooding was really hard to deal with because the whole toilet area was completely flooded. And by the way, it is so hot and humid in Mexico. It's like way more hot and humid than it is in Hawaii. So we do have a 2-story room, so we can go up the stairs. And then I'll show you guys how it looks from up here. Look at that. Ugh. Then here is our sleeping area. We originally wanted a king bed. That is what we got in the other room. It was nice and big, but we got 2, I think these are twin beds. And honestly, it's perfectly fine. We'll make do with them. Dylan will just sleep on his own bed. I'll sleep on my own bed, and it'll be fine. From here, we do have a door that we can open, but we probably won't be doing it. We do have like glass that separates us, but if you look down, that's our jacuzzi right there. That's our little seating area. And then we have another TV in here as well. I have my backpack, our luggage is over there. We have like a little seating area. And then this is where we have our main bathroom area. Let me show you guys. You scared me! All right, I was interrupted and scared by my wonderful husband, but anyways, we have a mirror right here. I had to change into my workout clothes because my clothes for today is drying. We have more storage area right here, which we're not going to be using, but it's pretty cool that we have it. A lot more storage area. And then here is our main bathroom. Look at this. How cool. 2 sinks, and then we have a lot of towels. We have a little claw bath, I think that's what they're called in here. I don't think I'm going to be using this. I'm not really a fan of claw baths or like baths in general. And then this is our shower. Shower. Look how big that is. And it's a waterfall shower. And it also has like another shower head right there. And then we have, of course, toilet. So this setup is very similar to the setup that we had in our other room, but it was curved. And I used the toilet, and then I went to go take a shower, and I was in the shower for not even too long, and then I was gonna go back to use the toilet, and it was just flooded. It was so bad. But it was way more separated than this. This is right next to each other. At the other room, there was a space. There was a big gap. And basically, the maintenance people, when they came, they were really concerned. One of the guys was talking about, like, how in the world did this even happen? Like, he basically told that to one of his coworkers. But I'm loving this bathroom. It's so much bigger, so much better. I can literally hear my echo. And then this is how it looks from right here.
What's our room number would be?
Room number.
What's the room number?
You want to go eat?
No, I just want to make reservations so I can eat later.
Okay. We're going to go eat, but I'm so excited to use up this room. I'm going to spend a good amount of time here so I can enjoy it, as well as enjoy eating as much as we possibly can. We're definitely going to be gluttons today. What is it called? Gluttons. Gluttons. All right, guys, I'll see you guys later. Bye. The ocean is over there, but you guys can't see it. And right that way, like that, is Isla Mujeres. So we were actually really, really close to the island. I couldn't believe how close we were. I should have done a lot more research. There we go. I didn't do enough of research, and had I realized how close, literally so close, we were going to be to Isla Mujeres, I would have booked us some fun activities over there, but maybe next time. It's me from the future. I am so sorry that I am coming in here so randomly, but I feel like I owe you guys an apology. I did not do a great job with the vlogging when I took this trip, and mainly with my vlogging camera. I did, however, do a great job with my cell phone. I think it also has a lot to do with the fact that I'm fairly new to vlogging. I've only been vlogging for about a year, and it's been very on and off, so I'm not that great. And I hope that with time I get better. So I'm coming in here because I want to post a couple of videos and pictures for you guys. So I'm going to move to the side a little bit because I'm going to be adding them right here. But I also want to talk about my experience with this all-inclusive resort. You guys are going to see in the next clip, I'm gonna be talking about my last night there. I do feel like sharing my full-on experience is super important, especially for those who are flying with advanced parole, as well as wanting to try out an all-inclusive resort. In the following video, I'm going to mention how I feel like all-inclusive resorts are not really something that I would do again. So let's start off first with that. To start off, we went to an all-inclusive called TRS Hotel in Cancun. This hotel is actually, I believe, the season 3 hotel where Love is Blind was filmed. That was actually a very heavy feature that they used at the TRS. They had a lot of packages that were related to the Love is Blind experience, but we didn't do any of those packages. We really just stuck to everything that was free, and we didn't spend any extra money than what we had to spend. Now, the reason why I say that I wouldn't do an all-inclusive is because I am not a drinker. For one, not a drinker. I also love food so much to the point that I feel like you have to be at a particular all-inclusive to really get that ultimate food experience. And I'll go a little bit into what I mean by that. And 3, I think that in order for you to be able to enjoy an all-inclusive, you definitely need to be there longer than 4 days, depending on how big the property is. And we were only there for 4 days, and we definitely didn't get to enjoy a lot that we thought we were going to. And the last one being that I'm still not used to traveling. That's also another downside. I am just starting to travel a little bit more with my husband, and that's because finances finally allow that. We hope to next year take a trip to Japan, which is going to be our late honeymoon trip. Another thing I almost forgot, 5, I think that's point 5. All-inclusive resorts tend to be, depending on which one you pick, we did pick an adults only all-inclusive, so no children. That was a very big like party vibe to it. There definitely were there was a lot to do, but I think it was more related to being like a party person. And we are getting, actually my husband's 30 and I'm getting close to 30, and yeah, that's just not a vibe anymore. So yeah, so those are a couple of the reasons before I go into the experience. Now, as I'm going through the experience, I'm going to be putting a couple of pictures right here for you guys to see, starting off with like the very beginning, what I wore, then the food, and yeah, so let's go into when we arrived at the hotel. So arriving at the hotel was very interesting. I mentioned earlier that Mother Nature arrived earlier than she should have, so that definitely put a damper on my mood. It made it very difficult to enjoy the trip. I also wasn't expecting it, but thankfully, I always always carry a Diva cup, an extra Diva cup in all of my travel bags. So I had my Diva cup with me. I didn't have to buy any tampons or anything like that. But when we arrived very early. We arrived like around close to noon, and our check-in time wasn't until 3 p.m. So we thought, hey, let's just ask them if we can check in early. We've never been told no. At least here in the States, we've never been told no. And we were told no. Not only that, but our room took longer than it should have to be ready. I don't think we went up, we got into our room probably closer to 4. So I was miserable. My clothes were dirty, like my pants were dirty. I was just miserable. And then we had a really bad situation in our room, like I mentioned early. And then we got upgraded, which was great. Now, that first day was a whirlwind. I got to a point where I was literally crying in tears, telling Dylan, I want to go home. Let's just go home. Let's get a flight back home. And poor Dylan, he's just such a calm person. He is the total opposite of me, complete opposite of me. If he wasn't there with me, I probably would have already been on a flight back home. He was very rational while I was being irrational. That first day was rough. And not only that, but this resort, you have to book everything pretty much in advance. So by the time that we got there and we got access to our room and we were able to use an app that is connected to the hotel, we were already too late to book anything for the day. So we kind of got stuck eating at one of the most crappiest locations, which was a bar. And they had some of the most nasty food. You could just totally tell all of the food provided at that bar was microwaved, and it was just terrible. And then not only that, that was our first night that we ordered from, I forgot what it's called. Oh, we did room service. Yes, we ordered room service, and it was bad. It was so bad. It was so bad. I was really disappointed that first day. Had we have known that you needed your room on the app to make reservations, I think we would have tried to make reservations way before we got our room key. So had we known all of that, I think we would have been a little bit more prepared. The following days were a lot easier because that same night, Dylan booked a couple of eating locations for us for the following days, so it went a lot smoother. But there was like 2 places that we had to book with our butler. So at this all-inclusive, you get a butler, but honestly, we didn't really use the butler services a lot. We used them for a couple of things here and there, maybe like 4 in total. The rest of the reservations we made on the app. Everything else was smooth sailing from there. We easily were able to cancel and remake reservations as we needed. The food. So the food, to be honest, if you are looking for an amazing food experience, TRS is not it at all. So if you're looking to be wowed and amazed, it's not going to happen here. And I do understand that there's that whole aspect too of like, okay, we're an all-inclusive, but we need to be affordable to be able to pay our employees. It did make a little bit difficult with the food. There were many different restaurants, like there was a French restaurant, Italian, Japanese, a Thai restaurant. We were able to go to a couple. We did Mexican night at one of the main restaurants on the bottom of the hotel where we were staying, or the building we were staying. And then we did a Thai experience. We did Japanese. We did a lot of like just the regular dinner restaurant. It was called Capricho. So we just did a lot of dinners underneath where we were staying in that same building. We didn't get to experience all of the restaurants because, like I said, we were only there for 4 days. The beach itself was very pretty. It was just extremely hot. It was very, very humid. The Yucatan Peninsula is just so humid, so hot. Literally, when we were coming out of the airport, our glasses fogged up like crazy. So that definitely was an experience. Between the heat from Cancun to Hawaii, I would take Hawaii any day because the Cancun heat was intense. It was intense. We didn't do any outside experiences because honestly, we asked one day because we were like, maybe we should do something. And so we asked for the following day and they're like, oh yeah, it's all booked. So they came up to us and they told us, hey, do you guys want to book something? We were like, yeah, what's available for tomorrow? Everything was booked. So we were like, okay, never mind. And to be honest, we went there with the mentality that we weren't going to spend any more that we had already spent to book the trip. We stuck to that mentality. And that was it. We definitely used the heck out of our room. We got a loft room. It was so fancy, so beautiful, just like you saw in earlier video, and we used the heck out of our room. We were there just relaxing and resting as much as we could. We used our jacuzzi. That was my most favorite thing ever, and that actually influenced me to start having baths on my bathtub. I haven't done it yet, but I do plan on doing it just because, like I said, I was on my period and being able to be in a jacuzzi was just so relaxing to my body when I was going through pain. So I'm definitely going to be trying out baths here at home. But yeah, overall, I wouldn't do it again. And if I was to do it again, I think I would do a lot more research than I did before. And maybe we would do a different location in Mexico, or a cruise all-inclusive would be the next thing that I can think of. Now, the advanced parole portion of it, I'm just going to say a little bit on here because I will be making a separate video about that, just explaining A through Z, my whole entire experience now that I'm completely done with advanced parole and I'm actually starting my AOS process, which is my adjustment of status. Advanced parole itself, getting my documentation and the approval was, of course, all about me submitting my application, waiting the amount of time until I'm approved. Flying to Mexico was a breeze. It was just using your passport, making sure you have your ID, making sure you have your tickets, your boarding pass, and you're good to go. Coming back was a little bit scary. You do have to go through customs, then you have to go to get your fingerprints done. I went on the citizenship line because my husband is a citizen, and then from there they send you to an open area, which is secondary inspection, I believe. That's what it's known, either secondary or just immigration customs in general. I'm not entirely sure. I will say that I went through about a couple of minutes of almost getting into tears and crying because I genuinely thought that they weren't going to stamp my passport or my advanced parole document, because the officer who was looking over my information had me there for quite some time, about 15 minutes, and he asked a lot of interesting questions that I was not prepared for. So I did go through a moment where in my heart I felt, oh my goodness, I'm never going to see my husband or my family ever again. I'm going to get deported. But obviously I'm here home right now. That didn't happen, and I'm so thankful that everything went well after that little interview I had. And finally, when he stamped my paper and my passport and I got out of there and I met my husband downstairs, it was just a breath of fresh air. So there was definitely that feeling of intense, what is going to happen? Am I safe? And am I going to make it past this step? And yeah, I'll be making a more detailed video, advanced parole, in a separate video, but I felt like I had to jump in here and give you guys an explanation as to why this video is just a little weird and why I just had pictures to share with you guys. If you guys have any questions about this vlog, about TRS Hotel, about my experience, please feel free to comment down below. I am happy to answer them, but thanks so much for letting me pop in here and staying this far along to hear me chit-chat about my all-inclusive experience at TRS. I'll see you guys later. Last night here at TRS, and I'm seriously super ready to go home. As I'm sitting here, I am regretting not vlogging a lot during this trip, but I did take a lot of pictures and videos, and Dylan and I were able to enjoy a lot of special moments together. So I do feel like vlogging takes away from those moments because you're concentrating on making content, whereas I felt like I was definitely a little bit more unplugged from this and even my phone. But there's thunder right now. But I do wish I would have vlogged a little bit more for memory purposes. Overall, the trip itself, there was ups and downs, but Would I do it again? Would I do an all-inclusive again? No. I don't think I would. But yeah, I'm gonna do a separate video about our experience, everything that we did, and everything that we didn't do, and why we wouldn't do this again, and who we would recommend this to, because it's really not something for us. We're just not the type of all-inclusive people. I feel like there's a specific type of population that this type of trip would be great for. But I am glad that I did it because now we know. I have so much that I need to share with you guys, but it won't be until next time. So, time to go to sleep, get on an airplane, and go back home to my kitty cats because I am so tired and I just want to see my babies. Almost all packed up, pretty much ready to go. Just have to put my makeup bag inside. This is all dirty clothes. Backpack is semi-packed up.
Subo a cubierta y veo el mar.